whoever's resonating with the feminine energy, because you're so intuitive already and you're easily receptive to picking up things around you, maybe at some point you might have been aware of the subtle things in your connection, like the eye contact or the way your hair raised when you're near him.
Yo, why your tempo so slow? And yo, why your chords be so mellow? But I stay cool like Jello, even though I'm upset. They talk about being amped when my art is the subject, and every time I start.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's TWINFLAMES717. I am back with another video. I wanted to say welcome to all of the new subscribers who have joined me, and thank you to those of you who have reached out for personal sessions. It has been an extremely busy past 2 weeks, but I am so glad to be back on the channel. For those of you who are here with me and who have been with me, I thank you deeply for all of your support and encouragement, and it's really what helps drive my ambitions on this channel. So thank you so much for just your presence and all of your sweet, kind, warm comments. For those of you who are new, welcome. This is an extremely high vibe channel where we allow you the space to feel comfortable talking about your twin flame journey and feeling the ease of understanding and believing the spiritual side to love. Because I know it's kind of like hit a lot of you in the heart like Cupid, and that's why many of you are jumping onto YouTube and trying to learn as much as you can about twin flames. It's an exciting ride, and on this channel I don't focus too heavily on the negative aspects of the cards or the negative aspects of the karmic situations, and it's not because I'm living in La La Land. It's because I strongly believe that our thoughts manifest into action, which create our reality. So if you're focusing too much on the heavy stuff, it's going to manifest in your life, and it's going to actually lower your vibration so that you're not able to kind of like pick yourself up out of the highs and the lows of the connection. Because the lows are, in my opinion, meant to teach you, like they turn into a high once you overcome the lesson. Okay, so just wanted to put that out there for you guys. So a question that commonly gets asked is why the masculine goes silent after passionate communication. So whether you guys are texting, talking on the phone, whether you're like on a date, you're physically connecting, and then all of a sudden they disappear, they go silent, or they ghost you. Now, keep in mind, this is for a twin flame connection. That's what this channel shares topics on, if you guys are interested to check out some of my other videos. So now from the feminine's perspective, because I get this question from the feminines a lot in personal sessions, and I see many of you in the comment section as well, and we all want to know why they just kind of like disappear on us after it seems like they've opened up. And that's kind of scary, right? I mean, it's a little bit traumatic as well, because you yourself are struggling with feelings of abandonment or rejection, or possibly thinking, is it something that you might have done wrong? Is it something that you might have said? And I want you guys to know, like, tick, 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 like all of the above, yes, because it's not like a three-dimensional consciousness connection where we meet someone and we're connected through our societal programming. Okay, so what I mean by societal programming is we enter relationships based on what we learn through TV, movies, what we mimic through our parents, what we've been taught. And then when the twin flame love hits us, we actually approach love from a place of having to learn to love a person. And that's when it hits many of you. It feels like Cupid's arrow just kind of like nails you right in the heart. And what that is like this connection now to this person where it kind of like forces you into humbling yourself and really digging deep and going back to the basics of learning about yourself. And that's why many of you are drawn to the tarot, you're drawn to numerology, astrology. It's because you're starting to remember yourself when you meet your twin flame. And that's essentially what happens when you start ascending, is that you start remembering, right? You start remembering where you came from. And many of you resonate with the term star seeds. You're here to plant seeds of information into the collective so that way you send them off on the spiritual path. Many of you resonate with the term earth angel, where you're here to heal with your presence because you have a very grounded energy, hence you're connected to the earth. So many of you will find people come to you, they lean on you, they need your energy, they need your time. And there's just so many various topics, okay, that go beyond what it is we learn about in this physical world. I mean, I certainly never learned about animal totems or my horoscope or any of these things. Numerology, my life path number in school. It was very third dimensional in terms of like preparing me for what I could just physically achieve in the world. But I wasn't getting spiritually prepared. So many of us are shifting. It's not only the twin flames, but again, the collectives of the star seeds. Many of you are starting to dig into ancestral healing and really learn about your childhood, where you came from. And, you know, like I said, it's a process of kind of like getting to know yourself again. So with that being said, I want to help you guys answer this question. And I'm sorry about my nails, guys. Now I'm all self-conscious about them because I just spoke with my mom and she's like, I've been watching your videos and you need to do your nails more. I'm like, okay, mom. But anyways, so back to what I was saying about, you know, the shift of all of you realizing where it is you are coming from. Many of you are starting to know yourselves, and you're finding yourselves through tools, spiritual tools like the tarot cards and the crystal healing, Reiki practitioners. Many of you are getting to know your bodies. You're starting to listen to your intuition, and this is going to help you on your spiritual path. And I feel like up until you met your twin flame, it's like you didn't really know what all of this stuff was. Okay, so when your masculine comes in and out of the connection, after you guys connect very passionately and spiritually, the masculine energy, and if you guys kind of like look around you, what's hidden in plain sight. So, you know, if we look at the world, it's kind of like a man's world out there, you know. We can hear it in the media. We can see it in the media. The fact that a female president is rare. The epitome of the masculine energy here is the yang, dark energy, and then the feminine energy is the light energy, the receiving energy, the creative force. And then when they become balanced together, that's when things kind of start making sense. You start feeling more balanced in the world, like you can achieve more, you can go more places in life because you're not just bounded to one way of being, right? Because to be honest with you guys, if it was an all feminine world, I don't think that we would ever really grow, right? We kind of need those masculine energies to kind of challenge us and help us to rise. So with that being said, I just want to let you guys know, like, sorry guys, let me turn off my ringer here. It's dinging away. So I just want to let you guys know, when it comes to connecting with the feminine energy, many of you will realize that you're connecting with your twin flame, actually like bonding and growing the connection. The divine feminine has actually had some time to prepare for it. Okay? And I hope this makes sense to you guys. So typically, like, the way you guys might feel is like whoever's resonating with the feminine energy, because you're so intuitive already and you're easily receptive to picking up things around you, maybe at some point you might have been aware of the subtle things in your connection, like the eye contact or the way your hair raised when you're near him. Like, you have more of the ability to like pay attention to what's happening around you. And then the masculine now comes into your energy, and all of a sudden it's just this mind-blowing experience of falling into feeling vulnerable. Usually with other connections to other people other than their twin flame, they're good at putting a mask on and slowly revealing themselves. But when they meet their divine counterpart, it's like the inner self is exposed right in front of each other to see. And take it how it resonates, because this may have happened to the divine masculine first, or this may have happened to the divine feminine first. Bodies don't matter. We're all souls, and when we go and see each other, regardless of gender and our connotations of how we experience life here on this earth, we'll have a big laugh and realize that we're just this big ball of light. Beautiful, beautiful, bright light. Okay, so that's why it's important not to judge anybody on this connection or judge anybody for their beliefs and things like that, because we're all here on this big playground of Gaia, just learning and soaking it all up, okay? So the masculines become, in my opinion, very bewildered and intimidated by the feminine, because she's had some time now to prepare for actually physically connecting with him. So many of you will feel like the minute you start like talking to your masculines or bonding with them, your Shakti within you rises, and also the feminine and masculine energies are balancing within you as well. He teaches you lessons of being more assertive, standing up for yourself, and whether you're aware of this or not, changes are happening within your life that you connect it all back to this connection with your counterpart. Okay, so right now the masculines are in a period of absorbing the feminine energy and running away because now it's their preparation time to match her energy and meet her where she is. Okay, so take it as a good sign when your masculine runs from you or if he ghosts you, because he's experiencing intense emotions and he's allowing himself to. And if he's taking the space to absorb it all rather than constantly just being in your face and acting imbalanced, that's a sign of a masculine that's not growing. The masculine that ghosts you and runs off and gets into the hermit energy or puts himself in the hangman position is what you want to see. Like, I remember at the beginning of my connection, I would get so excited with my masculine coming and going and coming and going because I found myself doing the same thing, and there was so much that was coming up for healing and things that were coming up that just needed to be put out into the open. And it all had to do with the way we all are living our lives. Is it authentic or is it not? Many of you are, again, I always mention in connections where you're married or you have families and then you meet your twin flame and it's like, why, God, why? But you're given this experience as a gift so that you can push the boundaries and push the limits here on earth, okay? Because those of you who resonate with the twin flame experience are being pushed out of your comfort zones in order to help guide and teach other people how to do the same. So that's within like your circle of friends and the community of people that you know. You're having a direct impact on their lives when you act authentically towards your twin flame connection, okay? So this is the Fairy Tarot, and the reason I chose to use this deck is because I wanted to share a little bit of self-confidence with the Divine Feminines, because I want you guys to get into that excited energy of your masculine ghosting you after passionate moments together, because this is a sign of how strong the connection is and how much you need a breather, you need a break, you need time to absorb this. If it was any regular old connection, guys, there would not be so much coming and going. It would eventually taper off and you guys would go off into your separate directions, just like every other relationship you've been in. Ding, ding, ding. It's like this one person just seems to completely stand out, body, mind, and soul. So I want you Divine Feminines, Divine Masculines out there who are resonating with this message and listening to really take a grasp of that information and just know that now is not a time to panic, it's a time of excitement, okay? So let's see what the cards have to reveal about that. Honestly, guys, I'm not even going to bother shuffling this deck because it's so huge. I just picked it up again, realizing it, and I'm like, ouch, my fingers. So what we're going to do is just cut it a bunch of times and just kind of like see whatever I'm like guided to do with it. I'm just going to randomly cut it down the middle here, and then we'll just leave this pile over here. So right now I can already know because my son folded this card in half, so putting himself into the hanged man position. And do I see the word change there? Okay, so change is on the way, and that's what I want you guys to get excited about. He's overwhelmed by you. You're revealing things about himself, his past, his childhood after passionate moments with you. It's like a healing process. They become so self-aware of the beauty of this world. You know, it's the image I get is like the world just kind of seems so 3D. Like you just get up, you go to work, you come home, you do the dishes, laundry, go to bed, do it all again the next day. And now that he's aware of this twin flame connection, it's like awakening is happening. It's like the world is a beautiful place. And you're making him see that, but he needs the time and place to do that. So you take it as you awakening him when he ghosts or runs off. And I'm specifically speaking about a twin flame connection here, okay? You guys know the truth of your connection, and you've got to be the ones to discern here, okay? I'm just putting out the information, and the cards are saying what they're saying according to the channeling, okay? And yeah, like I really feel like those of you who are in this situation, the reason I was guided to even use this deck as well is because, you know, synchronicities are appearing like crazy. The dragonfly and the moth and the butterflies specifically, black butterflies with yellow on it. They're here to send specific messages about transformation, what happens after you sit in the cocoon phase, all right? And really trusting in that process as well with this awakening card. I'll move over to the second pile here. So another major arcana is the renewal. So I think like this kind of represents that butterfly energy, right? Of renewal. It's like, even though you might be in the cocoon phase, you know something beautiful is going to happen. But sometimes someone might not know that when they see something in a cocoon. You might be like, ew, gross, that's like yucky.
Didn't I just say yucky? Yeah, that was a little embarrassing. Yeah, mom moment.
Or you might see a caterpillar and totally be turned off by that, not knowing that eventually it'll turn into a beautiful butterfly that you might end up admiring or wanting to be around or wish would land on your finger, right? So I think that this is what's happening to the masculines right now. They're going through a phase of renewal and shedding old parts of themselves that they kind of felt that energy of like being grossed out by, or parts of themselves that they've been disappointed in, or the way that they've handled themselves in this connection now that they kind of are getting into the motions of knowing the truth, right? Because now that they know the truth, they're heavily reflecting. I see like with the old man there too, and the feather energy of just like writing. That's what I mean by like the reason they run and they need to go is because they're tired. Like the energy that you bring, it makes them tired. It brings that wisdom to them. It's very energetic, and it's like they need that rest. And not only do they ghost you, feminine, they are ghosting everybody in their lives. And that's a good sign of, you know, just putting yourself in that yin yang energy of just wanting to balance what it is you feel. And you're making this change happen within him, and he's making these changes happen within you, or has made them happen within you. And that's why many of you have been pushed to kind of like dive so deep into these subjects of like tarot and stuff. So trust the process whenever this happens. It's a sign of you to trust is what's happening. That's why he does this in these moments, is because awakening is going on. So the Two of Spring here is coming up. So I feel like with that 2 energy, it's definitely you both coming together. And it's a card of just having faith of coming together. Like it's a girl fairy and a boy fairy. You know, and even though they might be distant from each other right now, he doesn't have his eye off of her. He's still observing her in this place of, I need space and time to really get a grip on what's been going on. But it doesn't mean that a bright future is not on its way to you both. And I think that, you know, you do make each other feel very creative as well. Like, I think that what ends up happening is, like, he ends up becoming more emotionally intrigued by the connection after the space is finished. And while he's off in his separation, the feminine gets pushed to get out of this energy of doubt and get creative. Do something with the pain that you feel. Write poetry, take photos. You know, get your tarot cards and start reading into your own connection yourself and trust your intuition. We have the beautiful Princess of Summer coming out, and, you know, to me that's a princess of her emotions. It's okay to feel this love for him. Even when he, like, goes off and you might be like, huh. It's okay to feel this love and this passion for him, even in those moments. Because, like I said many times, this twin flame love is not something like a switch where you could just turn on and off. It exists in you and is part of you and is always going to be a part of you. It makes me think of the song I Will Never Forget You by Zara Larsson. I actually just shared this song, Synchronicity, with someone who emailed me about their connection. So I just think it's a beautiful reminder, okay? So a new relationship or emotional experience. And the reason I think that that's the first line of this card is because even she can't see it right now, but after this period of the divine masculine absorbing and feeling safe enough to trust what he has experienced with the feminine, it's like a very new side to the connection that is going to be experienced. So what I'm trying to tell you guys overall is, if this does happen, don't panic. Instead, get excited about it, because when you panic, you tend to do things that create even more distance and space. When you get excited about it, you're allowed to just relax into that place of saying, let me see what old projects I can dust out of the project to keep busy during his time of awakening. All right, I hope this message finds you all well. Thank you for all of your support on the channel. Take care, and me and Mega will speak to you soon. We send you guys so much good vibes. Bye.